I needed 4 takes for this. Aloha, I'm Mark Dacascos, and you are watching Jean Ali TV. See, I'm on my bouncy ball. It's always been.
Yeah,
that's why I'm.
I love it. Always practicing, you know. You're always doing some gym. That's awesome, man.
So, when I sit at my desk, I'm on a bouncy ball.
You're always working on your legs. I love it.
Yes.
And your balance, you know.
Yes.
Well. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Mark, you know, I am so honored. I'm so glad, so happy, you know, to have you on the show. You don't know how much I am. You really don't know, let me tell you.
Thank you,
John. You're a legend to me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to be here with us. I love you, man. Really love you.
Thank you.
Like I said, I'm a fan, a huge fan. You're a legend to me. You're one of my heroes. And but first of all, just tell us, Mark, how are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing actually, generally, I'm doing well. You know, life is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. And, you know, I'm 58 now. I'm 58 years old.
Wow.
And when I was young, you know, everything was fresh and new, as it should be when we're young. You know, everything is wonderful. And now, you know, I see the many different colors and nuances and specifics, the details of life, as much as I think I understand. I mean, who knows what we really know? You know, we think we know until we find out we don't, right? That's what it seems like. Yes, I definitely know this. And then I find out that I don't. And I suppose that's good because, you know, it forces us to be humble, to have the humility.
Yeah.
And I think the only time we have deep understanding or learning is with humility. Yeah. So when you ask me how I am actually doing really well. I'm doing really well because I've been forced to maintain my humility, which makes me open to learning, and I love learning. So life is good. Thank you.
Life is good, man. I got tears in my eyes. Yeah, no, you know, because you know, Mark, it is so true what you just said. I love the philosophy you put in your words because, you know, we never know. Life is a journey, is an adventure for each one of us. You know,
that's right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can hear your words inside of me. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Mark, you know, your last movie, Bled of the 47 Runner, is available everywhere. And
oh, cool.
Yeah, in France. I just saw it a few days ago.
Okay.
You're the amazing Lord Sensation Shiro. Lot of action, lot of blood. Yeah. Yeah. After all these years, you're still kicking ass. You're badass. You're in tremendous shape. How do you do? What is your secret, Mark? Just tell us.
Thank you for that. You almost made me spit my water out.
It is water. We have water. We're good.
Okay, good. I should have done it onto the camera. I could have sprayed your screen. Well, thank you for that. I had a really great time working with the cast and crew, and our lovely director, Ron Yuan, on the Blade at the 47 Rowan. And real quick, piece of trivia. I have worked with Ron Yuan, our director, on at least, maybe 3, but at least 2 other projects that I know of. The first one was, wait, was it the first one? I think it was the first one. Double Dragon, maybe? I think it was Double Dragon, when Ron and his brother Roger played the evil spirit of Koga Shuko, of Robert Patrick. When the 2 split, it was Ron and his brother doing the stunts and the fighting in that. So that was the first time. And then the second time, I don't know if you've seen the movie by Steve Wang called Drive, but Ron...
That's a classic, man. Drive is a classic. Come on, of course.
Thank you, thank you. But Ron played the gangster, the head gangster guy, on the boat at the very beginning, one of the very opening scenes.
Yeah.
You know, so that was
amazing
Ron.
Fight.
Yeah, thank you. And now he's you know, of course he's been acting all this time, and he's also directing. So he assembled his crew, and it was just really fun. I love the fact that he made the new samurai all women. You know, I thought they did fantastic. I love the dynamics, the relationships, the action. We had the awesome Mike Mo, Ana Arcana, Teresa Ting, Chikako Fujihara. Is that Chikako? I forgot.
They're amazing anyway.
But they're all great.
All the girls are amazing.
Yes. They're great.
They could kick my ass too.
Yeah, they could kick my ass too. And Luna. But they were wonderful. So yes, thank you. We had a really great time. We shot that in Budapest, Hungary, of course, during COVID time. So we had the COVID tests every day. Unfortunately, none of the actors, at least while we were shooting, came down with it. But we had a good time and nobody got hurt, you know? So lots of fake blood.
Nobody got hurt? Are you sure about that? Because
no, nobody got hurt. You know, once the camera said cut, nobody was hurt. Of course, during filming, lots of death, lots of action. Like you said, lots of blood.
Yeah. You know, Mark, I must confess, like I said, you're one of my all-time hero, you know. I grew up in the 90s. I'm 39.
Okay. Oh, you look like a baby.
Yeah.
You look like a baby.
Because I just drink water, you know.
Good. What is your ethnicity? What you're mixed, right?
Yeah. That's funny. You know, my mom, she's a French Caucasian, you know, she's a beautiful, blonde woman hair with blue eyes. Okay. And my father, actually, he's a, half Arabic and half Asian.
Wow.
Egyptian and Vietnamese.
That's cool.
So, that's all the, and I'm glad you asked. Before, this is all about my question,
No, I love that. You're mixed. I could see it. I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah. So you have Egyptian, Vietnamese, and French.
European, European, French. European.
I love that. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I have the world in my DNA. I love that.
You do.
Yeah, I love that.
You do. So it would be very difficult for you to be mean to anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I always say that, because I feel like I'm in my place. I had a chance to travel a lot as an artist myself, and I feel my place, in Asia or in Africa, even in Europe or even in America. I love that. Yeah,
that's great. So do you?
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. So as an artist, do you? In addition to your TV.
Yeah.
The journalistic TV.
That's it.
Do you act and sing or fight or dance or stand up, or what do you do? Do you write or paint?
Yeah, so I started as a singer, musician, singer.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, with TV show here in France, and then a little bit of acting and directing my own music video, because I did kung fu wushu for 10 years.
Oh, fantastic!
And boxing.
Okay.
Yeah. And now I play guitars, and I'm an artist.
Great.
Yeah,
you're an artist.
Yeah. just like you.
So basically, everything I said plus musician and singer, you do everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much like this.
That's fantastic. Excellent. That's great. Excellent.
And like I said, I grew up in the 90s, and back then, especially, early 90s, we had a lot of martial artists.
Right.
But a few with, Asian, ethnicities, origins, with the leading role. We had Brandon Lee, Jason Scott Lee, and we had you. But Brandon, he left, unfortunately, too soon. And I remember, like I was devastated when with his loss. I was like, I remember like it was yesterday, back in '93, and then you shows up, Only the Strong, Double Dragon, Kickboxer 5, Crying Freeman, man, with your beautiful own style. And, my teenage heart had hope again because, and then you became the Crow in a lot of great action movies and shows. And, I did Kung Fu, like I said, for 10 years. And I have often dressed up as the Crow, because I wanted to look like you, to be like you, So you are truly one of my hero. And I'm so honored to have you on the show.
Thank you,
it is. I don't want to get emotional, right?
No, but thank you so much. And when you're talking about Brandon Lee, and he was fantastic. He was fantastic. And I remember too when I heard the very sad and tragic news. I was shooting a movie in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think it was Albuquerque, New Mexico. And my manager called me and she said, "You need to sit down before I tell you this." And I said, "Okay." And I sat down. I was outside in the sun, right outside my trailer. And she told me the news. And, it was just hard to believe. You see, Brandon Lee, this young, talented, smart, kind, handsome man. He's doing his thing. He's becoming the shooting star. And then that. So yeah, I mean, of course, it was way too young. He would have been a huge world star. I believe that. But the great thing is he left us an incredible legacy with his work, and because he did such a fantastic job with James O'Barr's The Crow, the feature film. Because of that, there was a following, and we could do the series. So it's really because of him.
Yeah, it's because of him. Yeah. And I remember thinking, because I was so young, Mark Dacascos, he looks a little bit like Brandon, and then you became the Crow, like the heritage, but with your own thing, with your own style. Always, I love the way you brought capoeira to the world.
Thank you.
And,
thank you.
Back in 2015, I was in Brazil for a show, for TV show, and I was on the beach doing capoeira for the first time. And somebody told me, "Oh, you look like Mark Dacascos." And I said, "No."
You know what I mean? Well, look at us right now. Similar haircuts, right? You need a bouncing ball, though, right? You need next time I want you on a bouncing ball. But you look like the younger, better version of me.
No, not better.
Yes, look at you.
Not better, I'm telling you.
Yes, you stud. But really, if you don't have a bouncing ball next time, I will be very hard.
I will. Okay. Promise I will. So Mark, like I said, back then in the industry, to be an actor with Asian, Hawaiian for you, Hawaiian ethnicities and martial artist, what is, maybe it was, hard to do what you wanted to do. Do you had to struggle with your, career, in your own way, not to, being a parody, of the thing, it's not because you're one of the few and maybe one of the last, Mark, and it's just amazing to see today your career and to have a look on it. It's like, oh wow, he's still there. He's still handsome. He's still amazing. He's still a great human being. How it was back then and now?
Okay, great question. Thank you. So like you, I'm mixed, right? On my birth certificate, it says mother, Japanese, Irish. And from my father, it says Chinese, Filipino, Spanish.
It's amazing.
So you know, there's already 5 there. But I was very curious when the genetic testings came out. I did the DNA test, and of course, every time I look back at it, it seems to grow because I guess the you know, the more information and technology, I guess the database expands. So all of a sudden, I become more things, and you know, each ethnicity or region is displayed by a different color. So before I had these 5 different colors, and now it's even crazier because from my Japanese, from my mother's Japanese side, they added to that also Korean and Okinawan. So I love that because I love the foods.
Like we all do, yeah.
You know, but just the cultures of those ethnicities, of course. And then from my mother's Irish side, add to that English, and then also French and German. Yay! And then believe this, 2.3% Scandinavian. So I am the littlest Viking ever.
You're a Viking.
I'm a little Viking.
That's awesome. Because I did the test myself too.
You too,
yeah,
right? So you know what I'm talking about. It gets very specified.
Yeah,
you know,
that's specific.
So many, right?
So many, and I was like, side, oh my God, Scandinavia, exactly. Like the same, yeah. We're related in some way, maybe.
For sure.
The other world is
crazy, right? And then from my father's side, you know, it's Filipino Austronesian, you know, so this covers Southeast Asia, Polynesia, so a lot of different ethnicities. So the great thing about that was that, like you, I identified, I could feel comfortable with a lot of different people, and I was proud of it, you know. On the other hand, because I wasn't full-blooded or enough of anything, I also felt out of place, you know, especially back then. You know, I wasn't white enough. I wasn't Asian enough.
Just the same like me.
Yes. But you know, this is a good thing, Jean-Ali. You're young and handsome. You are like the trend right now, the mixed, exotic, a little bit of everything. So you're in the pocket. It's a good time for you. Hopefully it'll be easier for you than it was for me. You know, so just keep going, keep going. But when I was starting out, I wasn't Asian enough, wasn't white enough. However, ironically, apparently I was animal enough to play half leopard with Marlon Brando in The Island of Dr. Moreau. Apparently, I was Mexican enough to work with Natalie Wood's daughter, Natasha Wagner, and play Mexican. Apparently, I was Russian enough to play with Rutger Hauer as a Russian gangster, but I couldn't play a lot of the things that I am. So it's very funny. And then, you know, with Only the Strong, my character was Louis Stevens. You know, at that what is that? Louis Stevens. We don't even talk about what he is, but I guess it's a non-descriptive, non-distinct ethnicity. And for the studio and for, I guess, my look and the story, it was acceptable for the executives to have, an actor of color be the lead, you know, with a name like Louis Stevens. I don't know, but you know, Sheldon Lettich and the director and Luis Esteban, the writer, they supported me and championed me and really wanted me for the role, and I am obviously forever grateful. And the great thing is, they're both people of color, so they got a little representation in there, and you know, that really got me on track for movies and everything. And then Crying Freeman, you know, Christophe Gans, your fellow countryman.
Yeah,
I love Christophe.
He's amazing.
When you see Christophe, because now you will see him. At some point you'll see him. You say, hey, Mark's waiting for number 3 with you. Okay, you just tell him we need number 3. And then we can close it out if we want.
Don't do that.
But, you know, in Crying Freeman, you know, I played Japanese, and I believe the character was half Japanese, half white. So in that particular case, you know, being mixed worked. with Brandon Lee's The Crow and our TV version, Stairway to Heaven, it worked because Brandon's mixed, I'm mixed. Yeah. So ironically, you know, my ethnicity, I can't even say it, it's so mixed up. My ethnicities, they found their way into the roles, you know. You make it work. You try hard enough, you go day by day. You know, what I did was I wasn't the tall, blonde, Caucasian dude. Yeah, you know, you can't do that. But we can make ourselves the best Jean Ali possible, the best Mark possible. That's all we can do, you know, do our thing. Yeah. You know, I have, you see my music stand right here?
Because you play guitar, right?
I play a little guitar. I'm sure not 1/10 as good as you. But what I have my music stand for is all of my reading. I stand up and I do every day, anywhere from half an hour to 2 or 3 hours a day when I can. I speak poetry and Shakespeare and classics out loud. That's how I work on my voice, my diction, my understanding of classical literature. You know, you work your craft. As an actor, we have to work it every day. How do we expect to get better at something if we don't practice? And you know, with what you do, everything you do, you know, with your presence and vocal skills and physicality, that's what we have. And as artists, especially performance artists, we have to put the time in, or else we're just living on what we did in the past. And while we're alive, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to somehow progress and get better at whatever I'm doing, if that's possible. And you don't know if that's possible unless you try. So every day I stand up, I get up from my bouncy ball.
Yeah, stand up in the front.
I put this here, you know, and I do my stuff.
Yeah.
Every day out loud, put it out in the universe, you know, because, you know, one of my fantastic teachers, and she's been my consistent teacher for the last, maybe 18 years. Her name is Patsy Rodenberg. Patsy Rodenberg. Oh, let me see. I want to show you Patsy.
Oh, yeah.
I have her over there. I have her. We'll go over here. All right. And right there. John, yeah. This. So this is one of Patsy's, I think she has her 7th book coming out, 7th or 8th book coming out in February, January, February. But this is a plug because it's worthy.
Speaking Shakespeare, yeah.
Yes, this is one of her many books. She is, you know, as a performance artist, and I know you work in a lot of different languages, but for your work in English, definitely pick up one of her books. She is brilliant.
We'll check it out, yeah.
So I've been working with her for about 18 years. Whenever I can, in between jobs, I go back to her, because when you were asking me about how I'm doing,
yeah,
I feel literally that working with her, working with Larry Moss, Howard Fine, Gary Austin, he's now passed away, but he was the founder of the Groundlings, which is an improvisational group here in LA. But people like Amy Schumer and Will Ferrell, they were Groundlings. And so they worked with Gary Austin's people. But Patsy Rodenberg, she has kept the fire. She has helped keep the fire inside me and inspired me in so many different ways, because with great teachers, you know, great teachers have, you know, obviously they have great wisdom, and that wisdom, I think, comes from life experience, education, an open heart, an open mind. And if we as artists can find people that can keep us inspired or help, you know, promote that passion for something,
what you have inside, yeah, of course.
Yes. You have to learn as much as you can from them, because, you know, like with Brandon and just a few days ago, a friend of mine, Jason David Frank from the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, my son Makoa is a huge fan of his, and I worked with Jason on his last movie. You know, he passed away, and you know, and I don't know the exact circumstances, but you know, we don't know how long we're going to last. And so while we're here, while we are here, I feel like, especially, I'm putting responsibility on you, Jean-Ali, because you are a performer. And, you know, like Patsy says to us, you know, the Greeks believed that actors were spiritual people. And you say, well, how is that possible? Well, how is that possible? Is because when we do our jobs well, when we act well, we can, with our words, our physicality, our sounds, bring people to joy. We can bring laughter to them. We can make them laugh and cry and feel things and be inspired in their spirit. Therefore, when we do our jobs well, I agree, we become spiritual people, spiritual mediums. You know, there was a high reverence for actors. And, you know, one of my other teachers, Larry Moss, he's brilliant. He's in Los Angeles. He's the one that said years ago that any student of his that is serious should study with Patsy Rodenberg. But he said, we have to become the best possible artists that we can. We have to put in the work. And why? Very practical reason. Because we are expecting people to spend 2 hours, 3 hours giving us their time, part of their life.
Yeah.
To focus on us, to watch us, and to pay tickets to watch us. Yeah. So they're giving us some of their money, hard-earned money. And we know how hard life is. To get a job is difficult. So we are asking people to watch us to give us some of their money and to give 2 or 3 hours of their time and focus to watch us. What are we giving them? We better be giving them our heart. We better be giving them work that we put in to be worthy of their life. My opinion.
That's the point, you know, because like I said before, you helped me, you know, to release what I had inside when I was young, you know, to wanted to do something. Yeah. When I said, you know, I want to be like him, because I wanted to be like you, literally, you know, I wanted to be like this warrior, this hero, you know, of mine. And thank you for that, because I am, that's what I am today. I'm the man of all of my inspiration, whatever is Bruce Lee, whatever is Muhammad Ali that I love, Brandon, you, a lot of people, you know, you helped us, you know, because we gave our times, you know, like you said, and then you gave us something back. And what is something back? What is, you know, shaping you, you know, all of the way. And I thank you for that. Thank you back. Thank you back.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You know, Mark, like you said, you were light up doing your speaking thing, you know, and you climb a lot. I saw your story on Instagram.
I do.
That's amazing. This is good for your health and for your breath, I guess.
Yeah.
Fresh air. That's always amazing. You seem like you're always, you know, somewhere, you know, with nobody around, you know, like you're, you know, you how many say that in English? I'm sorry, some, you know, that's why I have to check the book of Patsy.
Yes.
But you have to, you know, to refill yourself with full of nature, full of, you know.
That's exactly it. Yes. You know, the great thing about technology is that